Once you are in a meeting, these options that are up in your upper right hand corner are the ones that you will use the most. The show participants will show you who else is in the meeting with you, so your classmates. The next one is, it looks like a little speech bubble with 3 lines in it. That one is where you will chat, and your teachers will probably ask you to leave your chat on because they may ask you questions that they want you to answer in the chat. When you chat, you're simply going to type right down here in this bottom right hand corner, just like any other system that you have been in before. You have some options of some editing and some GIFs and some happy faces and things like that, but the basic chat features are there. When you want to send a message, you just click the little send button and it will pop up in the chat for people to answer. This is a very important one. It's a hand raising feature, so when you have a question for one of your teachers, you would just raise your hand and it'll put a little yellow hand up. You don't need to raise your physical hand. You can just raise that hand, and in the participants list, your teacher will be able to see who has their hand up, and they'll also see a little yellow icon of a hand in your profile picture. You can see there how my hand is up right now. Then we already have our camera. Mine's off right now, but yours should be on, and your mic will be off. For the most part, those are the only ones you'll need. The other thing in the other options is when you first start out, you're only going to be able to see 4 people. But if you want to see your whole class, again, under these more actions, you'll be able, it doesn't show that I can do it right now because there aren't other people in the meeting with me, but you can show large gallery, and that will show, I think, a 7x7 grid of people in the meeting. So that's a way to see more people on your screen if you'd like to. When the meeting is all over and your teacher has told you that it's time for you to be able to leave now, then you would use this leave button here. And you don't need to use the arrow. I'm just going to show you this, but you can just write on leave. You can use the arrow and click the leave button as well. Your teacher, when the meeting's all over, will use end meeting. Once you end, just kind of go back to wherever you were before. And as you get ready to go into that next class, then you have a little bit of a break between each class, but you would just switch back over to the calendar and it will show you what time your next class starts. So we go back to that calendar. I was just in my first block ELA class, and that ends at 9:15, you see here. And then my next class, remember when I hover over it, it starts at 9:30. So I have about a 15-minute break to use the restroom, grab a snack maybe, and be ready to come back at 9:30 to my next class. Then you would just follow the exact same steps by clicking on that meeting, click join, and then everything from that point forward is exactly the way I showed you before.